Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Earnhardt. I'm the Child Nutrition Director for Sabinal ISD. We are in Sabinal, Texas, west of San Antonio, Texas. So we are a very rural community. We're a district of about 450 kids, and they all love to eat. So here to talk a little bit about what we do for national, or what we do about for feeding our kids in general, but specifically breakfast for National School Breakfast Week. One of the popular breakfast items here for our students is breakfast tacos. I don't care what it is. It's a bean and cheese, a bacon and egg, a potato and egg. They love breakfast tacos. One taco that I introduced them to that they had no idea and thought I was crazy when I put it on the menu was barbacoa and egg. Now, for anyone that's not in Texas, if you don't know what barbacoa is, it is the cheek of a cow. It is the meat that comes from the cheek of a cow. The Spanish term for it is tatema, which I learned moving to West Texas, coming from San Antonio. So it's either barbacoa or tatema, and it's a very expensive cut of meat. And I was able to do this, thankfully, due to our local food grant funding, and I'm able to buy from a local meat market. So it's very lean, high in protein. It's great for breakfast. It holds them over for lunch. But I took a spin on this uh, menu that I have or recipe that I have, and I added egg to it. So it's kind of like when you do your sausage and egg scramble. This is a barbacoa and egg scrambled taco. So again, kids love it. When they see it on the menu, it's we know we'll prepare about 300 tortillas by hand. That is. My staff uses our tilt skillet and we heat each tortilla by hand. We don't just put them in the warmer. So we are in Texas, so we have to do it the right way. Um, a lot of this just comes to mind just from my own background from where I grew up. A lot of my cooking, prior to this position, I've never worked in a school environment. I just have a passion for cooking and also kids. So the two go hand in hand. So when it comes to feeding them, I know I want my kids to be able to go to school and eat right. And of course, they do attend the district. So uh, wanted to kind of implement my own, with of course staying with the guidelines, but bringing that passion here has made a lot of difference. We went from probably anywhere from a 55 to 60% participation rate, and we're now getting real close to the 90 percentile as far as kids eating breakfast, and which is the most important meal of the day. Um, as far as the popularity of what we do here, it we we still offer our individually wrapped items, but when the students come to the line and they see something home cooked and fresh, it gives them that comfort food. They get to sit down, eat that warm breakfast, and it's a great start to their day. Um, with the No Kid Hungry Foundation and getting involved with them, it has brought a lot of insight to what I do. I've taken away a lot of good tips just from you know other districts, and I've been able to share things with other districts. So this is definitely a recipe that I'm willing to share with everyone and hope that you implement this. And if you have any questions, everyone can, reach out to me and I'd be happy to walk you through it. It's pretty easy. And again, it's a popular breakfast item. So as far as the recipe itself, this will be shared with you. But again, if you have any questions, please reach out. And you know, being able to feed the kids the way we have done this year, the last 2 years, has really impacted the community. Parents are very open-minded to what we're doing here, and it's a small community. So when I see parents out and about, they're always thanking me. They're thanking my staff. My staff live here. Unfortunately, I do not. I don't. I live close by, but I do not live in Sabinal. So they get to share the glory. They get to walk into the local convenience store, and the parents thank them because there's one way to anyone's heart, and that's through their stomach. So getting feedback from our students and how we're doing and what we're doing has been very impactful for us. Getting our student council involved 2 years ago has really been the movement in getting, recipe ideas, I've done plenty of taste testing and just finding out what they love, what they like, and getting rid of the stuff that they did not like, and kind of just the easy menu items that the school was doing prior to my arrival. And that builds that trust too, because the students see that we care in what we're doing. Like, we care that they're eating, and that's important. That's important to build that, because there's one thing that during the day they can go from class to class, but when they come here, they know this is a time. Well, not only do they get to unwind, but they enjoy a good breakfast or a good lunch. So so now, when I'm out and about, or even a funnier note here, I have parents requesting me on Facebook and on Instagram that I've never even met, just because they want to be my friend now. So, and that's pretty cool. I'm not a private person, so it's okay to share my social media with, because they get to see what I do at home too, because I'm always posting my cooking, what I make at home. So uh, by all means, I'm not a chef, but it's what I love to do. So the one thing, if I can recommend for anyone, is if you want to build that participation within your district, get your kids involved. Ask them what they like. Um, Partner with your student council, partner with your counselors, with your principals, and because especially your counselors, because they're going to know the kids, more than anyone else, and even the teachers. So, and it's kind of like that saying, you build it and they'll come. And that's the kind of program we built here. We built a great program, and the kids come, they come and eat. And said participation still has a little bit of room to grow. Our district is growing, so we'll catch up. My goal is to be 100% at one point, and I know we'll get there. One of the biggest factors in growing numbers and participation was we offer a grab and go breakfast. Now, our high school campus, I'm the central cafeteria for the entire district. So I've got our elementary behind me. I've got junior high and high school on the same property. However, the older kids do not come to the cafeteria unless they have to. So we figure we'll take the food to them. So we've purchased a stainless steel breakfast cart, and we will send anywhere from 50 to 60 meals on it, and a variety of juices, milks, fruit, and we roll it over there every morning. So as soon as the doors open for the junior high, high school campus, those kids get to walk through the door and grab breakfast and go straight to the classroom. And you really don't think that makes a difference when you're adding, anywhere from 50 to 60 meals per day. We talk about, a big difference with reimbursement. It really helps. We've also taken care of our athletics, or any of our other extracurricular activities, because these kids come in early for practice. By the time the bell rings, they're supposed to go to first period. And I've worked with coaches, the athletic director, and said, hey, look, I'll extend my breakfast times, and you let the kids come in and eat before they go to their first class. I mean, they've been working out all morning, they've burned off all that energy. And, we're looking at, a football team. These guys come in and they're hungry. That's another, 40 to 50 extra, meals per day for breakfast that we're serving. So when you add up all the little factors and the little groups, as long as you work with and get involved with what your school is doing, both academically and, as far as sports, whatever it may be, and give them that option to have that meal, they will say yes. They're not going to turn down, that food. So that's a big takeaway. I hope everyone, really lets that sink in, because if you're not doing it now, you definitely need to do it, because it will make a difference, and you'll definitely increase your participation. Now, okay, as far as the barbacoa and egg recipe, it's really simple. Now, barbacoa is a tough cut of meat, and so it takes some time to cook. You can put it in the oven, or you can put it in steamer. Steamer is probably the best bet. What we do is we actually cook that the day before. It's a high in fat cut of meat, even though it is high in protein. So trim it as best as you can, get it, a lot of that fat off, and put it in your steamer. And to stay away from the sodium and going over your sodium limit, I recommend using fresh garlic and onion. You put that in there and let that steam, and the kids won't even know that you use the ingredients, trust me. And you can add a little salt to it, but that's the 3 ingredients to it. That's all you need is some fresh garlic, some fresh onion, and a little bit of salt. Let that steam, and then when it cools down, you're just basically going to shred it apart. And it's kind of like when you're doing a roast beef. When it's tender enough, it's just going to shred apart. The next morning, as you're preparing your eggs, once you get your eggs scrambled to where they're a little al dente and almost ready, you're going to take that heated up barbacoa and you're going to add it in there and you're going to mix it up just like you would do a bacon and egg or a potato and egg. And of course, again, we heat up our tortillas by hand. So we serve the portions according to the ages. And a 3-ounce serving is actually considered more than a 2-ounce. I mean, a 3-ounce serving is well above what your requirements are because of the protein in it. But both your barbacoa and your egg is considered your meat. So you're kind of doubling up there. But it does take about 3 or 4 hours for the barbacoa to cook. Now, we like to serve it with fresh cilantro. For any of you that have never used it before, it's a naturally grown herb, and you chop it up and we put a little bit on the plate. We just kind of put it on the side. That way the kids can choose whether or not they want to try it or not. The topper to this is our homemade salsa. We have homemade salsa to go with it. We make all of our hot sauce in the kitchen. We don't buy anything pre-made because we are in West Texas and our kids do expect homemade salsa. So they're a little bit on the spoiled side. But I will have the recipe is posted for all to see. There's also a photo of it, kind of giving the idea what it should look like, and your ratio to your egg. It just depends on how much barbacoa you. It doesn't take a whole lot, so it all depends on how much you want to put in there. So everyone, I really hope you take advantage and try this recipe. It is very simple to make. Just take my advice and cook your barbacoa the day before because it takes a few hours to get it tender. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'll be happy to answer anyone's questions directly. But with National School Breakfast Week coming up, I hope you guys have a successful one. Would love to see some other recipes and stories, and just enjoy. This is Kelly from Sabinal. Thank you for joining.